so apparently flight is disabled. That's not good. But I do still have jump. But wow, is there some badness happening. Hello everybody and welcome back to some more Subnauticraft or Oceanblock 2 if you would prefer. Today, we are going to hopefully not die in the rift. Because for those of you who saw the last video, I went into the rift and I died a horrible death. So, in response to that, I created this Eclipse armor, which allows me to upgrade it and has granted me with the gift of flight. But it also actually has water breathing capabilities and deep sea functions, as apparently, I didn't notice this before, so I was very confused, but wearing this full suit does provide crush protection. How long? How long have you been there? How long have you been there? Okay, that's not relevant, but I feel a sudden ease now. So in between episodes, I have been upgrading this armor with a few things. I've added Soulbound in case I do die. I don't want to lose this. But also, if we go ahead and press V, we can find a multitude of upgrades that I have applied to this. So now that I have such sophisticated upgrades and I can fly, I'm hoping I should be able to survive the rift. However, there is still something else that I would like to get before I try going back there. And that is going to be our wireless crafting terminal for applied energetics. Now, the reason why I haven't gotten this thing yet is because before, I didn't have a way to do this cross-dimensionally. But now, I do. So let me go ahead and craft this baby up, and there we go. Now we have ourselves our wireless crafting terminal. So how do we make this thing act cross-dimensionally? Well, that is actually going to be in reference to this thing right here called a quantum link. I am also going to need something very special called a quantum entangled singularity. All we gotta do is just put our TNT down here, drop these two together, and then just ignis that. And then wait for it to catch fire. So now, those two should join together, and there we go. Now we have ourselves our quantum entangled singularities. Now, what this thing would do is, if I had another one of these quantum links, I could then set this one into there, and I could basically have this thing semi-wirelessly connected to my system from elsewhere, and I could use this to go across dimension. Now, here's what I need. I need to grab myself some cables. Do I have any more? I do not. Now, we would connect this thing with our cables, powering it, and also allowing this to be permanently connected. So now, we take our terminal, and then shift right-click this access point. Or maybe we just right-click it. Oh, nope, we actually put it in. Okay, there we go. Now it is linked to our wireless access point. So now, I can access my terminal here. But, unfortunately, as this thing stands now, there is unfortunately a range. I am now out of said range. So, this is where this is going to come in. If we go ahead and then grab ourselves actually I have it right here, a quantum bridge card, which I've also gathered from random stuff, we can go ahead and apply this into here, and then put our next singularity right into here. This should ideally circumvent the range.
A few moments later.
Okay, so a small problem has arisen. Apparently, this thing takes too much darn power. Let me go ahead and connect this again, and let me show you guys. This thing takes 198 AE a tick. To answer how much that is, I'm pretty sure that 1 AE is like 4 FE. That probably doesn't make very much sense to people who don't know, but it's a good amount. It's quite a lot of power, and it is incredibly draining. What that's then going to mean is I cannot actually use this thing as of yet. Okay, so then what I guess I can do then is I can go ahead and then add an interface right to here. That way, whenever I bring my stuff over from the other dimension that we're about to go to, I can just leave it in here. We should be mostly ready to go ahead and try this again. Now, last time I died, I got booted out, like, instantly. So, it might not be a problem. So, actually, if I go ahead and leave this there, does it... No. Okay, so does it... Yeah, it needs to have the source block. Okay, well, can't say I didn't try. So, I'm gonna need to make sure that the moment I go in there, I start flying instantly. So, do I have all my upgrades on? Walk speed isn't on, but that's fine. Decoy, I have set to my grave key, so that should be fine. And that is going to be a very important function. So, the moment we go in here, I should have some time. Okay, decoy, decoy. Flying is disabled in the rift! Oh no! So, apparently flight is disabled. That's not good. But I do still have jump and feather falling. So I do have some things. Okay. But wow, is there some badness happening. I have 4 minutes left in the rift. And something is near me that should not be near me. Okay, that's unfortunate. What is the water? Okay, it's just water. Where's the time crystals? I cannot find any more of those. I need time. Please. How else am I supposed to progress? To be able to actually, like, get more of them, because there is a way that I can automate them. I have an idea, and that's what I want to do. I want to be able to automate the time crystals. I just don't have any. Does the water damage me, or... Okay, no. That was something I wondered when I died the first time, because it seemed like the water had damaged me in some way. But, it looks like I should be safe. So, okay. Here we go. Now we got some more crusters. Okay. Oh gosh, I can only... Okay! I can only use the big clusters. That's good to know. That's good to know. Okay, but oh my gosh. How much things are hunting me? This absolutely sucks. It's such a cool looking place, but I can't just look. Okay, leave behind a decoy. Okay, there we go. We got the decoy, and then we got time crystals. That's good. That's good. Okay, okay. There are so many of those space minotaur things. Okay, we got more. There we go. We're getting more of it. There we go. Okay. Oh! The rift. You were shot back to the oceans above. I don't know if I died or not. Oh, and there's another airdrop incoming. I guess I'm safe? Hooray! Okay, so... Unfortunately, it doesn't look like I was able to get enough time crystals. That is unfortunate, and I am almost out of my rift charge time. So, I'm probably going to need to make myself the next level one, which will give me 10 more minutes to be able to go in there. So for us to get that, we're going to need to get ourselves a few things. I already have time crystals, and the infused diamond is already things that I already have. I already have dimensional shards inside of my replicators. That's fine. There's 2 things left, though, that are a bit iffy. Let's go ahead and start with this one, which is the Afrit Essence, which normally we would get with an occultism ritual. However, I found something over here as I was trying to find black barrels, which apparently can contain time shards. We'll find... There's an unbound Afrit spawner. How long does he take to spawn? I don't really know. About that long. Oh. He's undergone a change. Oh, and there's a lot of blazes. Okay, let's just slowly kill them. Okay, the fire's back on. Fire's back on. Okay, and then escape. Escape. Okay, there we go. There's that guy. Fire's back on. Okay, yeah. Afrits will always spawn with a butt ton of blazes. Oh, there's actually quite a few of them. Okay, well, if I can kill you, then I might be able to get your stuff. Okay, throw away. I knew the fire was coming. Okay, and then go after you again. And there we go. And I got the essence. But this is good. That means I won't actually need to summon more of them. I can just get them from here. So the last ingredient that we're going to need for our enhanced rift attunement crystal is this ender crystal. For us to get that, it's a few other things that we're gonna need to get. A vibrant crystal, we get a vibrant ingot, very easy alloyings that we can do. We've all done that in the past. But we need to get it inside of this thing here called the soul binder. Everything of that is very easy for me to get. It is more alloys of stuff that I have gotten before, except for one thing, the Z logic connector. To get this, I can get it from one of two ways. I could either get it from green barrels at a very low rate, or I can get it from a new machine called a slicer, which involves me needing a head of any kind, but still a head. I have the skulls, so, I mean, that's fine. But I need specifically a zombie head for the Z-Logic connector. And I don't really feel like trying to figure out the whole thing with mystical agriculture. So, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to go around for a little bit and search for the barrels. However, if that doesn't pan out, I am also on the side going to have a mob master upgrade of beheading. That way, inside of my mob farm, I should hopefully have the possibility of getting even more of these heads.
20 minutes later.
Alrighty, so I wasn't able to find any of the modules directly. However, if we look in here, you will find I have acquired 12 zombie heads. So now that we have ourselves the zombie heads, we should now be able to go ahead and then make ourselves our slice and splice right here. Then what we can now go ahead and do is we can go ahead and put our slice and splice right here, put a capacitor in here so that way this thing will work, because for Ender IO, everything requires something called a capacitor for it to be able to work. Now what we do is we go ahead and plop our items all right into here, and then once this thing is done, we should have everything we'll need for the soul binder, which is the more important component when it comes to this baby. It's also going to be a bit of a pain for the next part of this, so enjoy the peace while you can, Cookie. So there we go, we got the logic, and then we can go ahead and then make ourselves our soul binder. Now we have everything, and we have our soul binder, which we can go ahead and pop another capacitor in. Now that we have ourselves our soul binder, we can make ourselves our end crystal. So what we need to do is we need to get an enderman to spawn in here and plop him in our soul vial.
2 very boring minutes later.
Okay, I managed to get the enderman in here. I just needed to right click it, so it was very easy. And I also managed to get the vibrant crystal, which was just an alloy between some energetic alloy and an ender pearl. We've done that in the past. So as for the experience though, I couldn't really figure out a way to actually get it in here. I even tried making the experience obelisk from actual Ender IO, but it wasn't seeming to work. I wonder if maybe I just need to put it in. Okay, I figured it out. So apparently it needed to be piped in. So now we just need to put all of this into place. And then we put this here. And now with this, it should, once it is crafted, grant me even more rift charge, because it's not actually the crystals themselves that does it, it's me being near the craft. The crystals are just for me to be able to craft more in the future.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
Oh, hey, wait, it's done. Oh, okay. I had to step away for a second, but there we go. Now we have our enhanced rift crystals, and I have 66% rift charge. So now we should have an extra 10 minutes on top of the, like, maybe 1.5 minutes I had left over. So that's about 12 minutes left. So now if we want to upgrade this to the next tier, we are going to need to get ourselves the rest of the time crystals. Realistically speaking, all I truly need to do is try to wait for more loot drops and see if I can get the time crystals. And alternatively, I could try to venture to the rift a little bit to try and get some of the loot crates there, because apparently there's creative items there too. That is going to be very fun. So did you like this video? Good. Then be sure to check out our last Subnauticraft, where we located the rift portal and ventured in for the first time. Bye!